we had more chairs for him.
Hello. Hey, on the walls.
This is for somebody who's
No, actually,
It's not
No.
on. Yeah.
Oh, I guess so, yeah, we'll just make note of it. Thank you.
Because it's a change to the.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, everybody. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Still don't have. I still don't know what this is.
Whatever you want to use.
Exact street.
How are you going? Wait, did you see what's his face's email from Sean?
Oh.
Still go ahead and get you're still in the seats if you want.
So this is what we're getting for net profit. Or do you want to have this?
Yeah.
Well, you sent it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Send you all
Don't
the
worry
left
about
and
it.
then straight to
I will.
Oh, no, this is what we're getting. That's the check we're getting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can have it, because this is the, I'm gonna send this to you so you can mention this is like the exact check that we're getting. Oh, and I have, of course, I have checks for you in my other bag.
I kind of random things spread out. Gotta check your phone. Take
I got something from my school bucks.
Yeah.
And it was like they
Okay.
don't charge.
Sure, you're a gardener. Oh, yeah, I always have to check, but there's almost always something in there.
Rope and duct tape.
There's almost always like duct tape,
I know.
bags and a hatchet.
MJ was talking about the brink of the ball.
Hatchets and knives. Well, if you were on the news recently, the brink of the ball last weekend, so many guys are going to go part of this life. Even. Weapons, I understand it's symbolic, but. Yeah, you know, like. Because they don't know how to use them. Some people like know how. I had one.
Right, we need to get
Started, what time is it? Okay, we're starting, there's, okay. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you for coming. Does everyone have an agenda? Welcome. Hello, if people come in. Okay, I wanted to start off the meeting by thanking everyone for coming to Fall Fest. Thank you for everyone who volunteered. Thank you to everyone who helped set up and take down and all of the wonderful things that happen at Fall Fest. Thank you all very, very much. We really appreciate it. I wanted to do mine.
Yeah.
Okay, minutes.
Sorry.
Okay, she reminded me we need to do the minutes. On a couple of the chairs around you, there's minutes from the last meeting. If you need a copy, let me know.
Very tiny little tape.
If you guys want to review the meeting minutes, you can vote to approve those. If you have any questions, hi, come on in.
Hi. Yeah.
Here, do you need? Anybody have any questions? Additions? Anything? Okay, vote to approve the meeting minutes. Second. Okay, got all that good stuff. Yay. Okay, now I can go along. I apologize for that. This is why people are here to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I wanted to bring up a note since we had Fall Fest and it was such a huge success. We will have an event similar to that again in the spring. Spring Fling, we're hoping to have it as another international night again. So if you or anyone you know has a country or a culture that you'd like to represent and have a table, it'll be a very similar event to last time. So keep that in mind as we're getting closer to the spring. I'm going to bring that up.
Are we looking for a committee chair for that?
Oh, yes,
Oh, it's-
yes, we're looking for a committee chair for that. So keep in mind, if anyone here would like to be the committee chair, or if you know anybody who might like to be the committee chair, please let me know.
Working in pairs or groups,
Right.
chair and co-chair.
Yes,
multiple
I'm happy to
chairs.
co-chair with someone else because I really like this international night. I think it's super awesome.
co-chair with
You will?
I'll co-chair.
Co-chair. Okay, co-chair. All right. We did it last time. We can do it again.
Yeah.
We have all the stuff. We'll do it again. One more time.
Easy.
Thank you, Kate. Yay. Okay. And that is all I have for right now. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna hand the meeting over to Mr. Bennett.
Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming this evening. I guess just my minor part is the principal's report. First thing I wanted to make sure I did was say thank you for Fall Fest. Thank you. That was I got so much positive feedback about Fall Fest. I mean, parents, kids that have been through Washington Mills before that always come back. So thank you so much.
They never know a couple of reviews did it.
You would never know. It was excellent, and it's so important because it's such a community building piece to our school, and thank you so much for all of your work. Shortly, the day after Fall Fest, we did our mentor kickoff. So we have a pretty big mentor program at our school where the counselors really work a lot with the classroom teachers to try and identify students that could use an extra support, extra adult in the building. And it's pretty big. I would say over half of our staff is mentor someone. And we launched that the next day. We did that on the 25th. And then, of course, this November 2nd, we ended our first grading period. And then we had the two teacher, well, one's a teacher workday, one's a school planning day. And the kids were at home, but the teachers were at school. And every school planning day, when you see that mark on the calendar that way, those days are spent, half of that day is spent in professional development for the teachers. And so we have different levels of professional development. We have like school-wide, we have team-wide, and then we have like individual professional development, depending on what individual staff members need. But the school planning days are dedicated to our school-wide PD. So as a focus, we have 3 different focuses this year. We're on all of those days, we're studying problem solving in math, like higher level thinking in math for students, how to implement that in the classroom. We're studying equity, and we're studying trauma-informed practices. And so it's been really, I've already learned. And we have different teacher teams that lead that PD, and they study research, and they devise the PD for our staff. And so that's what we were doing on our school planning day. And then, of course, this week we had our Veterans Day breakfast, and saw some of you there. It was really good. So thank you for coming out, and thank you for your service. And thank the kids too for their service, because they make a big sacrifice. So that's what I had for our principal report. And I can pass the gavel now.
All right. I did forget to mention that we do have a raffle in hopes that it will assist you in your purchase of Thanksgiving dinner. So that's what the raffle is for. We'll do that at the very end. Please remind me. I would next like to introduce Kevin Payne so he can discuss our budget. We've had a little bit of an update as the year is going through since Colonial Charge.
Okay, so everyone, if you want to look at one of our budget spreadsheets,
If you
please
don't
take a
have one,
look.
let me know.
We have some updates when it comes to Colonial Charge. The budget that was ratified at the beginning of the school year, we've got 2 changes. both directly related to the colonial charge. We initially said $4,000 expenses. The expenses turned out to be $6,000. And that was directly related to the fact that we basically raised more money. So we were giving out more prizes. And I just got another update that we originally thought it would be 16,000, so we changed it to 18. It's actually, the exact number is $19,864.55.
That's great. Is that the largest we've ever raised?
I think it is right. I think it beat Boosterthon. So the net to the school
Yeah, the net.
was more than we raised in Boosterthon's first year too. Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty significant. So.
I think we do. So we need to vote because it's over $300 on both sides. So we're going to vote to approve these changes to the budget. Need a motion?
I motion.
Second? Vote to approve? Yay. Perfect. Does anybody else have any questions about the current budget? It's a working budget, so we'll make edits throughout the year. I did have one, I wanted to ask Oscar if he would stand up because the dining out kind of relates to this. And since you're not on the agenda, if you wanted to mention the, Oscar's our dining out chair and he was, signed us up for the Green Turtle dining out that we had a couple of Sundays ago.
Yeah, on the 28th.
Yeah.
So I got the total. We raised $145.65. I think that was a good help.
Yeah.
I also want to announce that maybe on the 3rd or on the 4th, El Paso wants to team up with us and do another dine out night. So anyone that wants to come out, come and enjoy some tacos and beverages.
Oh, that will happen.
That place is always packed. We haven't had one there in
Years.
at least two or three.
We've been asking and they always come up with a reason why we can't. But now that Daniel went to the other one, hopefully we have a new dining out chair who's working hard for us. So yeah, let us know as soon as you find that out because we'll put the word out and there'll be lots of Washington Mill families there on that day. That's a big hit.
December 3rd and December 4th.
Thank you.
What days?
It's Monday and Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, they only do Monday and Tuesday.
That's okay. Taco, I have to say, right? Did you guys see
It's a
today?
margarita Monday.
It's 20 tacos and beans and rice and chips and salsa for $20. I was like, what? We should have done that for this. It's $20, man. Anyway, pretty cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. So we'll keep you in touch with that. And that, again, kind of directly relates to the budget. So that's great. Hoping as we get more money, we can increase some of our, things that we do throughout the year and field trips and things like that. No, that's in January. We do have a Chuck E. Cheese fundraiser in January that I do know, but we'll put that out later. I wanted to mention the Thanksgiving luncheon. There's some forms on your on the chairs. Oh, it's over there. Can you hold that Thanksgiving luncheon up? On Thursday, Mr. Big, the first lunch is 10:30, right? Is that correct? I think so.
I'm without my staff, but yes.
Yes, it is. That goes
It's approximately 10:30.
and then Ms. Habit's class, yeah. So the luncheon is at our school. We have this, the school provides this every year. It's not a PTA event, but the PTA likes to be there. It's pretty cool. They encourage family members to come eat with their kiddos and have a nice Thanksgiving meal. They do ask that the PTA help serve if possible. So if you do come and you eat with your child and you can come before or stay a little bit after and help serve, that's always really helpful.
10:45 is the first.
10:45 is the first one. And if you happen to be around and want to come help decorate, that would be great too. We just tablecloths, and we're going to use some of the same Fall Fest decorations that we had, since we have those on hand.
What time will decorating commence?
10 o'clock? Yeah, because by the time, it doesn't take
10:30 is the first.
10:45.
10:45 is the first,
Yeah,
and then like
start
10:50 is the second one.
Well, it doesn't take that long, but I mean, it's tablecloths and table.
Okay.
I have a meeting at the school at 9:30, so people are welcome to start before that to decorate. I will not be available until 10 o'clock. So my meeting is over to help.
I have a question.
Yes.
It says that you can buy tickets in the lobby.
Mhm.
So
Cash only? Cash or check?
Cash or check.
Cash or check, okay, yeah, good question.
What?
I don't really know anybody who writes checks anymore, but.
And
Cash or
Kathy,
check?
Kathy and the lovely front office ladies set themselves up in the front.
Okay.
And they sell tickets, they decorate, it's really pretty, they do a really good job.
And there's like two lines, that's one thing you should know, there's one that's like at the back of the cafeteria, and then one that goes through the actual cafeteria line to.
And they usually do it by like red class
Red
and
class,
blue
blue
class or
class.
something like that. And so you just find most of the time parents wait in the hallways and wait for their kiddos to walk by and kind of swoop in. It's a really fun event to do with your kids and.
Oh, and this year's gonna be unique actually because we've changed, I forgot to mention that.
Salad bar.
Yeah, we changed the way the line goes through now. So I gotta work that out with Johnny. But yeah, because we're getting a salad bar.
My
there.
kids are so excited about this.
And
There's
so
a whole
excited.
topic of conversation after school today.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
They went
clearly
through their-
because
they've
they-
been going through their lessons, that's what it is.
My kids learned at 2:30, so that was like the last thing they recall learning today. So it was the most talked about thing this afternoon. They're very excited about the salad
They
bar.
are training the kids. There's teacher lessons in the classroom, and then every class has a schedule they have to go through with food services. So cleanliness is a priority. There will be a food services person there at the bar monitoring. So
I think it's a great lesson for kids. I think it's a good social lesson, for kids. The
It's a
whole
good
thing.
nutrition lesson
It's a
too,
good
because of
nutrition
all the
lesson,
options that they'll have.
social lesson, and it's good to start early.
Is it available to every grade?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, because my daughter's in kindergarten. I'm still home talking about it today, so she loves
Yes.
salad.
Yes.
And it has been successful. We're not the first school to do salad bars. It's been successful.
I've been waiting for it on that calendar, that school calendar. I've been waiting for Washington Milk to come up there. So anyway, back to the luncheon. If you can come and you can help serve, that's fantastic.
You're serving?
Yes,
You
we
literally, you have an apron and then you get a spoon and.
you pick your food and you serve, and then you go sit down, and then somebody else you kind of leaves and you kind of step in and.
Mr.
Turkey,
Bennett will be
green
serving?
beans. Yes, Mr. Bennett rolls up
Oh.
his sleeves and serves.
Yeah, listen, it's very fun actually.
So fun. The kids are adorable.
It's all of the families. I mean, so many families there, and all the kids are
Packed.
smiling. It's packed. You find just a place to sit. We're running back and forth with food, and it's good. It's fun. It's a really easy thing to volunteer for. You just put the stuff in there, and
We found the aprons last year from Italian
Italian
night
night.
years ago. We washed them, so there's aprons now.
yeah.
The really cool thing is I love when you have the green beans and the
And the
kid
kids,
says no,
yeah.
and the mom's like, yes, green beans. I love that. I think it's super fun. Anyway, it's a great way to see families and stuff. So if you are available and at least come to eat with your child, and if you can stay before or after to help, that would be great. Thanksgiving luncheon. Okay, box tops. Unfortunately, Janine couldn't be with us tonight, but she wanted us to know that Miss Habib's class won the box top collection. Miss Habib's class has won the box top collection for the past 5 years running. Between she and another class, they win often.
I know their secret.
Well, my daughter's in that class, but I'm pretty sure I gave those box tops to her older sisters. But anyway, so they won. And Janine asked me to make sure that everyone looks at your boxes over the holidays. Lots of box tops on lots of holiday foods and baking, things like that. So
Next collection is when? January.
January, something like January, February, something like that. Yes, maybe. I don't know. She should. So keep an eye out for your box tops because it is a good way to get money for the school. After school programs. We took a week off for Halloween because Halloween fell on a Wednesday. And so the final after school programs is tomorrow. But we will start a second session in January, at the end of January, I think. So there'll be opportunity for new kids to have new classes. And Janine, Karen asked me to let you all know that if you all have any special talents or anything that you would like to offer to teach the kids, we're always welcoming new classes and new teachers and new opportunities for the kids. Or if you know a business that likes to do it, we can afford to pay a little bit to a business, or we take donations and things like that.
February 6th, starts February 6th. So the forms will probably go out
in January,
second or third week of January, I would think.
So if you know of anybody that has that would be willing to teach kids, it's only an hour, 5 or 6 times, teach them a little bit. That would be great. Food for thought. We don't have anyone here to discuss. Does anybody have an update on food for thought?
I know that they still need food and that maybe that's something that we can bring to Thanksgiving luncheon. I don't know. Or
And it looked like Fall Fest had a great
Fall Fest had a
turnout.
pretty
Great
good
turnout.
turnout.
And I know that Plymouth Haven Christian Preschool is collecting,
Oh, good.
and
And
at
something with
least for
someone
this
else.
month and maybe for the end of the year.
Oh, that's great. And then Epiphany.
Washington, not
Epiphany, yeah.
Epiphany, we're doing it this month.
Awesome. Okay, good. So hopefully that will help with some of the December, and then maybe we can revamp it in January with some kind of a new drive, to get people coming. If you all have any other ideas for getting food for thought donations or you're around in the community, please feel free to share with us.
And we lost a big one last year. Aldersgate would do a huge collection for 2 other elementary schools and us. And the minister that worked with that program left. And so there's no one to fill that gap. So we kind of lost a big source.
And then really all that's left is the, update on events. We have a Thanksgiving luncheon, and then Thanksgiving break is next week. And that is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? They have school on Wednesday, or are they off on Wednesday?
They're off on Wednesday. That's
that new?
that's part of the new calendar this
Look at
year.
that. That's it.
Because everybody was.
But I do have a
Happy
question about
to
something when I was doing this, so that's pretty cool. So
Besides the travel days.
unless you're not traveling. And then we have December 11th is a PTA meeting in the library, and I'm going to kind of think of something fun. Maybe we can link that meeting to something with food for thought or something. If somebody has a creative idea of something they want, gift wrapping program or something like that. I don't know, like to come in and do something at the meeting instead of just, sitting and chit chatting. We could do something fun. For the December meeting. The 14th is a 3-hour early release, right? And then December 24th through January 4th. So that means they have school all the way until December 23rd this year.
Mhm, which is a Friday.
21st. Yeah, it's Friday.
It's a Friday.
Oh, okay. I clearly did not look at my calendar
Yeah.
when typing this.
Yeah, it's like 17 days.
Okay. Because January 4th is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All the way through. Okay. Very cool. Long winter break. We'll get some snow.
What's the day I know I should have this right.
Nobody knows.
What's the day we start? When we start our break? We go on break.
Friday.
20th.
That Friday,
Friday.
Friday before
Friday.
Christmas.
Oh my gosh, we don't go back till January 7th.
7th. We don't go back till January. Because Christmas Eve falls on a Monday.
Wow.
We get that weekend
Yeah.
before, and then it's that
It's like
Whoa.
a 100-day break. So
Don't even
Wow.
try to plan a trip all
So
the.
21, it's 21 is the last day.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
We're like, okay, anyone up for co-parenting? You take mine, I'll take yours.
I envision
Work
lots
it
of trips
out.
to El Paso over that time. Okay, and winter break, and really that's all we have to discuss. We're getting near the middle of the year. Everything's kind of planned out. Now that we have the ability to email and things like that, I feel like we got a lot of our meeting information out. So, you know what I mean? It's not as, people don't tend to come to the meeting as much because they know what's going on all the time because, it's kind of out and about. So we don't have as much going on right now, get everybody through the holidays, and then in January, start up again with after school programs and
Movie night. And
movie night and bingo
Next in
night.
January.
Oh yes, the PTA meeting and will be movie. PTA meeting in January will also be movie night. We'll
That's
just
the
have a
15th of January.
15th. Yeah, we'll just have a super quick. Yeah, super. Any suggestions on a movie would be great.
And then bingo. No, the PTA movie night is the 21st of February.
Oh, we moved that.
So
Oh,
it's
yes.
Bingo night in January.
And bingo night is March 12th. So January is
just
kinda
a
light.
regular.
Yeah.
I think because we were coming right out of the holidays, it was a lot to.
It's a lot to ask people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it's on the 14th, right?
Right. So February is the PTA movie night. That's right. Meeting, and then March is bingo night. Like I said, if you come up, when you guys want to do something fun in December, let me know. You can always do something fun.
Bingo, movie night. Have you guys done? You haven't done bingo. They're fun. They're fun. We got Chick-fil-A sandwiches,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Bingo night is my favorite.
Bingo
Yes.
night, everybody goes crazy for bingo night.
Kids
We
win
do
games.
raffle, not raffle, we had some little
Games, yeah.
prizes and kids really like, get the daughters and the cards. It's all very silly
Yeah.
and fun.
It's fun.
Um,
So does anybody have any new business?
I will make my usual plea, or what is becoming my usual plea for a running club
co-chaired. This is, it
Oh.
still feels like it's a long ways away.
Yeah,
It is
you're
not a
lobbying
long ways
early.
away.
You're lobbying early.
I am lobbying early because it's a 2-person job and I am 1 person. It is such a fun club. You don't have to be a runner. You just have to be active or able to instruct in activity. I've done it enough times that I have a pretty good framework down. I just need a living body to help
You need a
me.
pulse.
We meet Wednesdays and the club is same as after school programs. It's 3:30 to 4:30. What it takes is time beforehand to physically set up the activities and the obstacles. I usually roll in around 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm neurotic. You could probably come at 3 and get it done. A
What
little
month?
time.
Does that run?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I don't have my,
We're starting
When is
earlier
that?
this
What are
year.
you
It's
talking
5
about? I have it on
my
weeks
calendar.
starting end of
I have
March.
it. What do you want to know?
when is running
Right.
club start?
Running
club.
club starts
End of
on
March.
March 13th.
Okay.
Because
Mid-March,
March
yeah.
6th is when after school programs end. March 13th, running club starts and it runs through, the fun run is April 10th.
All of this before SOS.
See, I see a co-chair in you. You know the dates. No, but if you know somebody who has a flexible work schedule or works from home or doesn't work, who it is super fun. We split between, you'll spend 1 session with grades 1, 2, and 3, and 1 session with grades 4, 5, and 6. You get to mix and mingle with different ages and smaller groups and bigger. It's just fun.
The kids love it.
Yeah,
The kids love
it is.
it. They love running.
I like the fun run.
Even Mr. Bennett begrudgingly admits
Yeah,
that running
they
club
do.
is
My first year or so as principal, like run club, and I was like grumpy about it. This run club because we had SOL and everything else. And so I was walking one of the students after run club one day over to get their things. He said, "Mr. Bennett, I just love run club." And I was like, "Boo!" I felt so bad that I had these thoughts about run club, and ever since then, I've just changed my attitude about run club. And the kids love it.
Anyhow, so spread the word.
It's a great
We'll get there.
habit to get kids into or like it, Because they're too young for track. They aren't ready for middle school and all that. So it's kind of the kids don't know they like to run unless they do something like running club,
You may not know, at the end of run club, there's a big culminating run, and it goes to the neighborhood, and the police come and they
Water
walk around.
tables.
Yeah, we treat it like
Shock.
we treat it like a
Sidewalk.
proper event. We
Yeah.
have like a human fence around the course because we're off campus. Everyone's within line of sight, and we have, but it also functions as cheerleading.
Teachers
Yeah.
run with the kids, which they love that stuff.
We mark
They
up the
love that.
sidewalk. We mark the course. And we have a water. It's fun.
The neighborhood people come out and cheer along. It's fun.
Drink the
When it was
Kool-Aid.
hot, they had sprinklers on, that's nice.
Yes. Oh, that was the wall dog. Yes. Oh, I remember one of the moms was out there just with the hose. Spraying it.
It keeps getting earlier and earlier, so it's gonna be a chilly start, but it'll be fun.
So yes, any other new business? Anybody have any other questions, comments?
Is the giving tree in the?
Yeah, the angel tree.
I was
We
meant to
haven't
ask about that, to bring up at this meeting.
Yeah, so we have new, we have new counselors this year, but the giving tree is on. And so for those of you that don't know, the giving tree goes up at the Thanksgiving luncheon, and on it are like little ornaments, and that ornament will have it won't tell you the name of a student, but it's for a student at Washington Mill, and it'll tell you it's a boy, 10 years old, whatever. And then, so if you take an ornament, then what you do is you go out and you get the gift and you bring it back and you drop it off, and that'll go on.
Isn't it for families too? Because I feel
Yeah.
like it's like
Yeah.
adults.
And they
stuff on
ask
it
for
too, and it's
responsible things. Like one little girl
Yeah,
just
like
wanted a winter
jackets,
coat, a winter coat or
gloves.
scarf, like
Right.
things like that. And
nice. Socks, yeah, I mean,
they
nice.
aren't. I mean, there's some stuff for toys, but they aren't
towels. I
really.
think I bought
asking.
bath towels last year.
So if you walk by and grab that, that's always helpful. They usually give you the date of when to have it back to the school
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
And that's super helpful. I did actually have a parent that was new to the school ask me about that. She asked if the PTA did a giving tree, and I mentioned to her that the school did a giving tree because it's better coming from the school, and kind of figure out exactly what they need, like what students in the school needed. Anyway, That's all. Anybody have anything else? Please take some pizza. I know, we usually have so many people that come, so I'm kind of bummed, but that's okay. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming.
Pizza
Raffle.
walk.
Oh, the raffle.
Oh, the raffle.
Oh, the raffle. Oh, yes, get your tickets out. Get your tickets out. Kevin, you want to take one? Want to pull one number out?
Numero, oh, a bunch of numbers.
What's the last three numbers?
Last three numbers, 672.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
672.
Has to be somebody in here.
Bingo.
Did you guys hear my grandma?
So who knows
one?
what I brought.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I did give her one.
Oh, wait, let me go see.
Grandma one.
Her grandmother came to help translate for us because Miss Ruiz was not feeling well, but we didn't need her to translate.
Yeah, she did, but if you wanna give it to somebody else, you can.
She won?
Yeah.
Oh,
She was,
Right.
how much is it? Do I have to give it to her?
1 million.
Yes, and so that the next meeting that we have, she'll hopefully come translate for us.
Now you're catering
Alright.
the next meeting.
That's a deal. Even though she was here to translate.
786.
Oh, it is.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, look at that, got used to those tickets from Paul West. I love to be quiet. I know, I'm sad that people aren't coming. I take it a little bit personally, but thank you all for coming. I mean, usually we have a lot of people that come, and I know it's every